Morning, students. Hope you are learning well. Today, I am going to start a new topic in your main course book, that is Tenali Ram and the Horse Traders. This is a new chapter, Tenali Ram and the Horse Traders. It's a very funny chapter. You will enjoy it, and basically, it's a drama, a kind of play that you can enact on the stages. So this is what uh, this is a play, this is a drama in which there are the characters. Somebody is given some character, another one is given some another character. So let's find out what is there in this chapter. As from the topic you can guess that Tenali Rama, it was a witty character. So as you have read in Akbar and Birbal, in the same way Tenali Ram is also a witty character, as it was Birbal. In the same way you have read about Akbar and Birbal. In the same way, this is a chapter Tenali Ram and the horse traders. So let's find out what is there in this chapter. First, you see this is given before you read. It is giving you the introduction of the chapter, what is there in this chapter. So it is said that King Krishna Deva Rai, King Krishna Deva Rai is widely considered to be the greatest ruler of the Vijayanagar Empire in South India. So it was a King Krishna Deva Rai, and he was one of the greatest ruler in Vijayanagar Empire. And where was this Vijayanagar Empire? It was in South India. If you see the India, in the India, the eastern part, western part, northern part, and southern part. Four parts are divided in India. So, in southern part of the India, in the olden times, uh, Vijayanagar Empire was there, and the ruler was King Krishna Deva Rai. Among his courtiers, Tenali Ram is the most popular, who was also the comic poet. And there were many courtiers of kings. They have got courtiers, like prime minister and other ministers of the court of the king, advisors, you know. And so in this way there were many courtiers, and among which Tenali Ram was most popular. So who was most popular? Tenali Ram. Tenali Raman, he was most popular. Tenali Rama was most popular courtier of King Krishnadev Rai's court, and it is said that he was a comic poet also. He wrote comic poetries, funny poetry. And what else it is said? It is said that Tenali Raman is known for his wit and strategy. Strategy. Okay. So Tenali Ram, as you know, it was a witty person. Witty means wise and funny. And he was a witty person, Tenali Ram. He was known for his wit and strategy, his wisdom and his strategy, and means the strategies he plan for the plannings. He planned the things. So he was famous for that. Now it is said that he has often compared to Birbal. As I told you earlier, before the beginning of the chapter, that he was compared to Birbal. He was just like Birbal in the Akbar's court. So Tenali, as the Birbal was in Akbar's court, the Tenali Ram was in Krishna Deva Rai's court. One of the nine gems of Emperor Akbar's court. Birbal was one of the nine gems in the Akbar. There were nine gems in the Akbar's court. Means nine persons were regarded the gems of Akbar court. Navratnas. Gems means Ratn. So Akbar was a very wise king, and he took anyone who is very intelligent and witty, so he keep them in the court. He was famous for that. He kept such nine people, so they were known as nine gems, and one of them was Birbal. So this the in this chapter it is introduced to you that Tenali Ram was same as, just like as Birbal. As Birbal was witty, in the same way Tenali Ram was witty. There are many incidents in folklore where Tenali Ram helps King Krishna Dev Rai to realize the folly. So there were many incidents. A number of events, number of incidents took place, number of things happen where number of times Tenali Ram helped King Krishna Deva Rai to realize his folly. To realize his folly means mistake. Whatever mistake he does, so that he made him realize. If the king do some mistake, then nobody dare to say that, oh king, you are doing a mistake. Oh, you know that kings on those days, kings are all in all. They could do anything. They could order to hang till death. They could order cut his head. So in this way, so nobody was ready to face king, even though he was doing mistake. But these witty people, they plan some strategy. They make some plans, and with that plans, king realized that, oh, I was doing some mistake. You know. So these are the things that you need to you means sometimes the king was doing some mistake, and who will tell the king that you have done some mistake? So these witty persons, they plan some strategy, they do some planning, and in this way they made the king realize that you are doing some mistake. So and then they realize, oh yes, I was on mistake, and then they improve their mistakes. So given below is an extract of one of such incident. So here in this chapter also there might be some of the event, some of the incident that has happened in the King Kishandev Rai's court. Let's find out what was that. This is a drama that can be enacted. I told you this is a drama. You can enact it on the stage. So there are the characters, and then what are the characters? The first character, it is narrator. Narrator is what? Narrator is someone who tells the story. Means sometimes when the play was enacted, then somebody announces what about is this play, what is happening in the scene. So that is what narrator, that tells you about the background, like this is a summer time, this is a winter time, and this is a marketplace. Somebody announces during the play, na? So that one we call narrator. So during the play, when that somebody announce, that is what narrator. Otherwise, we call this a storyteller. The next is the Krishna Deva Rai, King Krishna Deva Rai. One character will play as a King Krishna Deva Rai, and then another one is the horse trader. Horse, do you know horse and trader means a businessman. Those who deal in the business of horses, they buy and sell the horses, that is called what? Horse trader. Then the next character is Tenali Ram, and the courtiers means other courtiers other than Tenali Rams. And then comes the setting. What kind of setting? When we start a play, then we do some setting on the stage, like the court of King Krishna Deva Rai in the 16th century, and the king is on the throne and surrounded by his courtiers. So when this play starts, so the what is the setting? We need to construct a court, setting of a court, 16th century court, and in that King Krishna Dev Rai is sitting on the throne, the main seat, okay, that we call Singhasan, and on which the king is sitting, and surrounded by the courtiers. जो courtiers होंगे, they would be surrounding him, the king, and this is what the scene. Now comes the narrator and announce. What announce? Narrator says what? King Krishnadev Rai was the most famous king of the Vijayanagar Empire. So the narrator is introducing you to the play. Okay. So the narrator is saying the King Krishnadev Rai was the most famous king of the Vijayanagar Empire. He liked horses very much, and had passion for collecting horses, and he was known for having the most wonderful stables in the country, with the best horses. The narrator is telling to the audience that about what is happening in this play. So the narrator is telling to the audience that King Krishnadev Rai was one of the most famous king of Vijayanagar Empire, and he liked horses very much. So King Krishnadev Rai liked horses very much, and he has a passion for collecting horses. His hobby was to collect horses, and he was known for having most wonderful stables. Stables, places where the horses live. So he made wonderful stables for the horses, है ना? And he had a best collection of the horses. He never thought twice about the money when it comes to buying the land's best and well-bred horses. So, if there was a very good horse, then he purchased it for any cost. Money is not a matter. The kings, they don't think about. They have a lot of money, gold and everything. है ना? They are the whole soul in charge of the whole empire. So why to think about the money? So they lavishly spend the money. Hmm. If it is a good horse and they pleased to see that horse, then whatever the money is asked by the trader, "No, I will sell you on this much money." Then they say, okay, give it through, give this money. So they never think twice. Now we people, when we spend the money, then we think twice. You might have went with your mother to the market, and if she purchased something, and the shopkeeper tells that money, that this is the cost of this thing, then if your mother thinks that he is costing more, then she start bargaining. If somebody says that this toy is 500 rupees, then your mother says, no, I don't think that this is 500 rupees, give it for 300 rupees. Then you say, okay madam, you give me 400 rupees. Then okay, and then your mother says, okay, I will give you 350 rupees, give this. So in this way, the whatever is the actual price, in that your mother purchase, your father's purchase. But those who have a lot of money, just like kings, they don't think twice. Somebody asks 500, okay, give him 500. And shopkeepers also know that he has got so much money, so they don't ask for 500, they say 1000. The king says, okay, give him 1000, 2000, 5000, give it, because they don't care. They don't care. So this is what the storyteller tells, that he never think twice. If there was a horse, for horses, he liked horses so much. He was very much passionate about the horses. So when there is a very good horse, then he could give any money for buying that horse. What happens one day, a horse trader who belonged to a foreign country came to King Krishnadev Rai's court. One day, what happened? A horse trader means a person who sells the horses belonged to a foreign country. He was not from this country. He came from some foreign country, and he came to Krishnadev Rai's court. He came in the court. Then what happened? Let's find out. After that starts the scene 1. One day, the storyteller tells that in the Krishnadev Rai's court, one horse seller came. Now the scene starts. Here is the scene 1. Horse trader, your majesty. Now the horse trader is saying, horse trader came in the court, and now it is saying, your majesty. Your majesty, as you see, they say, I have some beautiful horses which I want to sell. Your majesty, so as that some people say Maharaj ki jai ho. In the same way they say in English, we say your majesty, I have some beautiful horses which I want to sell. He says, I have some beautiful horses and I want to sell. He knew that king loves horses, very good horses. And what else he said? They are the best Arabian steeds. They are Arabian horses. They are Arabian steed means horses. Arabian breeds. Arabian breeds. Arabian horses are regarded as one of the most beautiful horses that you will ever get. I have brought one horse as a sample to show you. Then he says that Arabian horses, they are the most beautiful horses. So you will not get it here because I am from Arab. I came here from Arabian countries, and you will not get it. But I have many of those horses, and one of the horse I bring for you to show as a sample. It is my finest. This is the best horse. Finest means one of the best. If you like it, I can get more such horses for you. If you like this horse, this is one of the finest horse that I have. If you like this horse, then I will bring some more of this kind. So this was what the horse trader said to the King Krishnadev Rai. Now what the King Krishnadev Rai says? King Krishnadev Rai, oh yes, show me the horse, please. Please show me the horse. Krishnadev Rai, as soon as he heard about the horses, he was very happy because he loved horses. He loved to see the horses. Now, in this way, this scene is over. Now comes the second scene. The narrator says, the horse trader and the king went outside the palace to look at the Arabian horse brought by the trader. The horse trader and the king went outside the palace. The king's palace, there was a court. Now they went outside to see the Arabian horse brought by the trader. The trader, the businessman of horses, he and the king, they went outside to see what? The Arabian horses. The king saw the majestic horse standing outside the palace. Now the king saw the horse standing outside the palace. Now you could see in this picture, it is also shown. This is the majestic Arabian horse. Hai. And king saw that horse outside the palace. Krishna Dev Rai, looking at the horse thoughtfully, this is the only breed missing from my stable. This is the only breed that is not there in Arabian horse were not there in the king's court, king's stables. All other kind of horses were there in the king's stables. So he said that this is the only breed that is not in my stable. And the horse trader, trying to convince the king, he wanted to convince the king. He wanted to make him agree. This is finest horse, your majesty. More horses such as this will surely become an asset for your stables. Means he says that this is the finest horse, your majesty. He wanted to make him agree that this is the finest horse, and more such horses will be an asset in your stable. They will be more useful for your stables. This is what said by the horse trader. Now the next part, as the video will be longer, so I hope that the next part, I divide into two parts, so up to here it is over. Now the next part I will send you in the next video. Although you read it and enjoy it, and I will send you certain questions that you will solve and send in the work group. Okay, thank you.